this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So if you saw my recent video, we made these background papers with the jelly plate and, you know, yeah, with mixed results. I mean, this one I absolutely just love. And the others, I kind of struggled to get them to, you know, dull down and, yeah, be a bit paler. So I clearly need to play more, although they, you know, I don't dislike them, but yeah, they're just not as pale as I'd hoped. So I've got my jelly plate here again. I've got some paper, some paper here again. Oh gosh, I already stuck it to the jelly plate, so that's not a good start, is it? And I've got my stencils here again. And then I've brought along some other acrylic paints here. So we're going to just get cracking and, you know, kind of play around. So I'm going to do some different colourways just so that, you know, it's not going to look all the same as kind of the last time. So I'm just going to go in with this first. So these are, I mean, I'm no paint expert, so, you know, please forgive me if this is not quite accurate. But to me, this feels less concentrated than the acrylic paints that I was using in the last video. So let's just spread this around on the jelly plate. Oh, I mean, how gorgeous is that colour? It's just yummy, isn't it, to be honest? So let's just kind of spread that around everywhere like that. And then what I might try and do is actually take a little bit of the paint off with some of the, you know, the other paper, which is like effectively, I mean, it's not paper scraps exactly, but it's the paper that I'm not using. So I'm just going to kind of go in and just take some off, just so as I've lifted it slightly, so it's not quite so concentrated. So just like that. Okay. And then, I mean, how pretty is that colour? Oh, absolutely yummy, isn't it? And then I think what I'm going to do is just go over it with this one, which is kind of an ivory type colour. Well, they've even called it ivory, so yes, ivory is a good description. Right, let's just put some of that on. Okay, and hopefully kind of then the two will kind of mix up and we'll get then a slightly lighter colour. You know what I've forgotten to do, don't you? I've not put my gloves on today. So no doubt my hands are going to be super messy within the next like couple of minutes, but we'll see. I mean, already that just feels like it's gone quite dark, doesn't it? And weird, you know, because that's when I've put the ivory on. It then is feeling, you know, actually darker than without the ivory. I don't know whether that's my imagination or whether that's kind of how it is. Let me just put my gloves on again. So please excuse my gloves. I'm being really stingy and reusing them. So they've obviously got, you know, got mess on already. So again, I'm just going to kind of try and pick up some of the paint, maybe just in like patches like that. And then we can just go around just so I've got lighter, you know, lighter kind of areas. So, I mean, that looks pretty already, to be honest. And then I wonder whether I've got some white. Let me just see whether I've got some white in here. Not sure whether I have. Hold on. Oh, always need to buy kind of lots of white acrylic paint because obviously, you know, the white's the one that you tend to use quite a bit. And obviously, I always forget to do that. So just seeing whether I've even got any more white in here. Oh, have I? Not sure whether I have. Hold on. Ah, right. So I've got some other white here, which I will just use that. So hold on. I'm just kind of piling things around me. I'll end up with it all toppling off in a moment, but oh gosh. Can't actually get this one open now. Oh, well, this is not a good start, is it? Oh, right, okay, I've still got my acrylic paints here from yesterday. So let's just go in with a little bit of that white instead, as I can't get the other one open. So just, yeah, just dab a little bit round like that. You know, because I just want to get it a bit duller because, you know, I do think, although I quite like the prints that I did do, they aren't as pale as I'd hoped. So, yeah, I just want to kind of dull it down. So let's kind of do that. Okay. Like that. Right, let's put down the first one. So, and again, I'm just going to go in with my brayer over the top of that. So that. Let's peel that off. Very nice. Here we go. Oh, I mean, how yummy is that? I love how that looks. So again, this here is a metallic paint. So of course, you know, it's got a bit of a metallic kind of sheen to it. I'm just going to go in with this one. I don't know how much paint is honestly left on here, but let's give it a try and see. And then I can always kind of just dab it in, I think, in some, you know, some other areas. Oh yeah, it's not really got any on there at all. So what I'll do is, I think, go in here and just kind of press it in a couple of these areas. Just taking the paint off, really, any paint that's left on the jelly plate. It's just lifting it and, you know, coming onto the paper. So, okay, right. So definitely, yeah, definitely need to do more with that, because that's, you know, not particularly interesting looking. Okay, right. Now, do we want to dull this down with some... Oh, I'm just thinking, what do we want to dull this down with? Yeah, let's go in with those stencils again. So I've got, again, that lovely Harlequin stencil from Tim Holtz. And I'm just going to put that down and maybe just do... do we want to do the ivory? Yeah, I might just do a bit of ivory. So let's just put this... Oh, my gosh. So sorry. That's, yeah, not a bit of ivory, obviously. It's tons of ivory now. Oh dear. Okay, so we're just going to go in like that and then just move that around. And I'm going to try and have it a bit more kind of haphazardy in this one than we did in the last one. So just kind of, you know, dab in some extra bits in some places like that. Oops, not looking very good so far. And then I've got this one with the words on. So let's just get this stencil here and just put that over. Now I'm wondering what colour to add this in. Thinking maybe I've got some bronze here, so let's do the bronze. So obviously, again, you know, bronze, it's a metallic one. So let's just take the slightly smaller brayer and just go across there. Oh dear, this is not going on particularly brilliantly, it's got to be said. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay. Let's just get those all down. Okay. And yeah, perhaps we'll have just the little postal kind of maybe there. Okay, right. Not, you know, not quite how I imagined or expected, but never mind. Let's see how this looks. So let's put this on the pale one. See how that looks. Again, I probably should go over this with my brayer to actually get it all on, but never mind. We will just do it like this. Wow. Love how that looks. Oh, you know what I hadn't really kind of thought about? Obviously, the text is now back to front because, of course, you know, it's a stencil and therefore meant to be used right way up. So yeah, I will have to obviously go over that with some other bits and pieces. So, well, that's quite good to know. Other than, yeah, actually, I don't think any of it can be used. Okay, well, that's a good lesson. So we've learnt that lesson. Okay, let's stick with swirls then in that case, because obviously they're going to be safer to use. Okay, it hadn't even occurred to me that that was going to happen, to be honest. you know, it probably did occur to some of you, and you were probably sat there thinking, well, that's not going to work. But yeah, did not occur to me. So, you know, but it's all a bit of a learning process, isn't it, to be honest? I mean, I've never really done things like this before. Obviously, I'm new to my jelly plate. Right, I've got some of this, don't know what colour they call this. Oh, gosh, what's it called? Yellow ochre, I think that is. Yeah, I think it's that. Sort of a mustard type colour. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that down. And we'll just put some... Oops. If I can even get the lid back on. Put some... Do we want some more bronze, I wonder? Put some flourishes on in those colours. So yeah, let's kind of go like that. Okay. Okie dokie. So obviously now I'm just really trying to cover up those letters and words that have come out completely, you know, back to front and therefore unreadable. Well, they're not unreadable, but you know what I mean. Not looking how they should be looking. So let's just kind of go on like that. Okay. Okie dokie, right, let's just smear that like that. Right, okay, I'm quite liking how that looks. So let's put that to one side. And again, let's just go back on with this. Let's go this way round this time. Okay, so I mean, we're just like building up the layers really here. So let's just... Okie dokie. Let's just try and pick some up, you know, by pressing just random points of the paper in. Okay. Not sure this is really very successful, it's got to be said. I think perhaps I even had a little bit more success yesterday, weirdly enough. Right, okay, so yeah, that's that one. Now I think what I'm going to do actually is just go over the whole thing like this. And then I'm going to go over with my other brayer to try and dull it right down. And then I'm going to try and go over the whole thing. Oops, the whole thing with that piece of paper to try and kind of get some sort of background colour on, because at the moment I've got quite a lot of the white still showing through. So let's pop that down like that, brayer it down. Okie dokie. Let's peel that off and see how that looks now. It's weird because when you pull the paper off, it always feels like it's going to tear, to be honest. Oops, because it gets so kind of stuck on the, you know, on the, right, I just need to put a bit more on. It gets so stuck on the jelly plate that it just feels like it's going to tear. I mean, touch wood, I haven't torn a piece so far, but hey, there's always a first time, so I don't want to just assume that that's not going to happen, because, of course, stranger things have happened. Right, thinking just pop a little fraction more down. Okay. Like that. Oh gosh, it's now gone very, very deep again. I think it's going to just cover up our entire piece of paper. So what I might do is just kind of go a little bit, you know, parts of the paper rather than the whole thing. Okay. Okie dokie, and just this section here. Yeah. Put that down there. Right, just a tiny bit here. And then that's kind of done. I mean, to be honest, I actually really like that now. yeah, it's not at all what I was going for, but I'm quite happy with how that looks. So yeah, let's put that to one side to dry. Right, okay, shall I bring in another plain sheet? I mean, I've got this one and I'm being ridiculous because I love it so much. I don't want to use it and spoil it. That's just mad, isn't it? Yeah, that is mad. Let's just go in with it. And yeah, I think what I'm going to do is have the mix again of the ivory and the bronze, and I think that ochre, because it looked really nice, to be honest. You know, it kind of mixed in. It didn't like stand out as a colour on its own as such, but it just mixed in really, really nicely. So let's just mix those up. Okay, like that. Okie dokie. And then let's go in here a bit more. And then again, I think what I might do is, rather than place the whole piece of paper down, I might just press sections of the paper down. So let's just take this section here, for instance. Oh, that looks gorgeous. This one here. Oh, I'm loving how this looks. Right, this section here. And this section here. And here. Yeah, love how that looks. Just pick up a bit more in one or two places. Oh, that is so yummy, I must say. Oh, I love how that looks. That is so scrumptious. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, really, really nice. I mean, it took a long time to get there, it's got to be said, but yeah, really, really love that. Okay, let's put that to one side. Let's go in with some other colours then. So let's do this blue. Yummy. So this is metallic as well. I hadn't realised actually that I've got quite so many metallics. They actually, now I'm looking, all appear to be metallic. So, well, not all of them, but a large proportion. So let me just cut down a little bit more of that scrapbook paper that we have been using, because I'm, you know, I've run out now. So let me just cut that down. Again, just, you know, very roughly to a sort of, you know, something resembling an A4 sheet. It's not obviously going to be an A4 sheet, but just something loosely resembling it. So it, you know, just makes it more manageable to work with, if nothing else. So we'll just cut that down. And obviously, you know, being very rough and ready, not using a paper trimmer or anything, but that's fine because I can tidy this all up, you know, afterwards. So let's just cut down here. Otherwise it's a little bit on the long side. Okay, right. So I've got a good stash now of more paper to use. So that's all looking good. Right, let's see what to mix with that blue. I mean, again, I'm thinking, you know, white. Oops. White as I pick up yellow. No, I'm not thinking yellow. I'm thinking white. So yeah, let's just go in like this with the blue. Get that spread around quite a bit. Okay. Just take it across like that. Yeah, I mean, I've definitely not got the technique with the brayer down at all. I definitely need a lot more practice, you know, with the brayer. Let me just try and clean my brayer off a little bit. Again, I've never got the correct things to hand, so I'm just now wiping this on some paper that's in my bag to the side of me. So hopefully it's a little bit cleaner. Just so that, you know, when I'm doing this, it's kind of hopefully coming off a little bit. Okay, right. Let's put some white spots on. Okay. Let's just go down like this. Okay, so that looks quite nice, doesn't it? Again, I'm obviously still pressing that brayer in way too hard because I am still getting a lot of the, you know, the edges of the brayer showing up. So, yeah, that's another thing I obviously need to work on a lot. But, you know, I mean, it really is just trial and error, isn't it? So, you know, until you kind of learn how to use these things, you know, it's always a little bit tricky. Right, now, what do I want to do here? Right, first of all, I'm going to do one sheet on its own like this. Just picking up some of that blue background. Okay. So, yeah, as I thought, it's obviously come out very, very dark. So, let's put that to one side for the moment. Let's go in again with another one. Hopefully this is going to be paler, just because obviously there's less paint now on there. Oh, that's quite nice. That is quite nice. We do have a lot of white space, which I'm not quite so keen on, but let's just try and fill that in a little bit around those edges. Okay. And just take a little bit up here like that. Okay, right, let's go over again. Okay, let's just dab it in like that. Okay, dab it in there, and a bit more here. Okay, so that doesn't look too bad. Right, let's go on one more time. So, like that. Okay, right, let's get another sheet. I mean, like I said in the last video, I'm just using scrapbook paper that I'm, you know, I've not kind of, or I'm not likely to now use the rest of. So it's quite a good use of the scrapbook paper because otherwise, you know, it's just been sat in my cupboard not being used. And, you know, it's just paper that I'm not likely to use now. Okay, let's just pop a bit more on here so that I can just hopefully get that edge covered. No, not wanting to pick up. It's obviously kind of going a little bit dry. Again, I'm going to try some water. I know I tried this in the last video and yeah, I still haven't actually researched, you know, whether you're advised to do that or not. So, you know, like I said in the last video, there's probably tons of you who are kind of shouting out right now and saying, oh, don't use water on there. Because, you know, I've got to confess, I'm not sure I have ever seen other people use water, but I felt like my paint needed a little bit more, you know, reactivating. Right, okay, so I've got a few different backgrounds, you know, not sure really whether I'm overly happy with them, but that's fine. So what I think I'm going to do actually here is again go in with that bronze and the ivory. Okay, maybe a little bit of that ochre as well, if I can find it. It seems to have dropped to the bottom of the... Oh, it's dropped to the bottom of the tub. Oh no, there it is. Okay. Oh wow, that's typical, isn't it? Okie dokie. And then all I'm going to do is just spread this around here, like this. And then I'm going to place my stencil over like that, and I'm going to try and pick up through the stencil. Again, don't know whether this is going to work. This might not work at all, but let's see. Okay, it's sort of worked. I mean, I have to say, not as well as I'd hoped, which is a shame. Oh, look at that though. That looks gorgeous. So let's go in a bit more here. Oh my goodness, look at that. That is stunning, absolutely stunning. So yeah, let's put my whole sheet now down. And just try and pick up that. Oh, it's not now worked so well. That's such a shame. Let's just try it here. Oh, that's such a shame. It's just not really worked as well as it had in that middle bit. It just looked amazing. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. Right, okay. So obviously this is still quite wet with paint. So let's see what happens if we, you know, just kind of spread that about. Okay, so that's a really nice, interesting pattern, isn't it? So let's try this one. Again, just going to use my brayer, a bit naughty really, but because it is quite dirty, but you know, just will enable me to get a good, you know, good press with my paper. Here we go. Wow, look at that. Okay, so I really like that. I'm not over keen on these big patches, unfortunately. They're not, you know, not quite really working for me, but I do like the overall effect. It's very, very pretty. Okay, so let's do that, or a similar thing with the Tim Holtz. Now, wondering again what colour. What colour should we use? Now I'm thinking, let's go with some navy blue. So yeah, a nice dark sort of rich blue. And maybe some white. Maybe some bronze, do we think? Or do we think gold? Actually, I think maybe gold. Let's do the gold. So again, I've got some good, you know, metallic gold paint. Again, just acrylic paint. Let's do that. Okay. Okey-dokey. Look at that. That is so scrummy, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. Okay. Oh, I'm loving how they look. That is lovely. Right. Just going to squish it down into that paint that was dabbed around there. So hopefully it's pretty much everywhere now to be able to get the whole piece of paper kind of covered. So let's go in with our quite dark blue. Again, just hoping for the best here. You know, it's trial and error. It might not work. It might look rubbish, even if it does work. So let's just see. Oh, do you know, I actually think that would have looked really pretty, but I'm not happy with the colours of that at all. They don't look very nice, do they? Let's go in with this one. Again, you know, I don't know whether anything's going to really pick up on here or not, but let's just try it. Wow, that looks lovely. Well, I say lovely. Lovely in places, you know. There's other places that I'm not so happy about. So, yeah, let's go in again. Which way round did I even have it? I can't remember now. So let's just go in again. I obviously had it the other way round because now I have a very, very messy looking background kind of merged right in. So I think what I'm going to do here is just dip in odd patches where, you know, where I'm not so happy with the the paper. Oh, I'm now just getting a big muddy mess, to be honest. Yeah, it's now just turning into just one big smooshy mess, which, yeah, not quite as I'd planned. So that's a bit of a shame. Right, let's keep that to one side and we'll try and improve that in a moment with something else. So let's do another background, I think. Yeah, okay, let's go with some brown. Okay, so let's just take that right across the whole thing. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm having the same troubles that I had with the alcohol inks, in that I'm, you know, struggling to get it very pale and washed out looking. I mean, I'm beginning to think that's a theme with me. I think it's probably where I'm very heavy-handed with the paints and the inks and things in the first place. So, because that seems to be strange that it's me that seems to happen with constantly. My daughter's up here with me. She's come over to have a look now.
What is that?
This is my jelly plate. Why? Have you seen them? Have you seen them before?
Yeah, but they look kind of like jelly.
Yeah. Okay, well, I don't mind that. I'm not saying it's quite... What do you think? She's pulling her face, not impressed. She's like, that's rubbish. Just does look a bit brown, doesn't it? Let's put this one down.
Oh, that's cute.
This is just some old paper that I'm not using, sweetie. Right, let's see. I think this is going to pick up none. Well, practically none. Yeah, pointless. Okay, pretty pointless there. Okay, let's just mix things up. Let's just randomly put some pink in.
Mum, can I?
And that's very, very pale.
Can I tell you the colour?
So, if you like, in a minute, yeah. What colour are you thinking then?
What colour is that?
Oh, all sorts.
Um,
So I think for this one, I just want to get just some more colour onto this piece of paper. Okay.
can you do two at a time?
Yeah. Okay, well, at least I've got paler coloration, so maybe that's an improvement. Let's have a look. Oh, that's just not really come up enough, so I'm just going to have to go back in with a little bit more of the pink. Those colours. Okay. Okie dokie, lots of spreading. Honestly, I mean, who knew that this would be so tricky? Because you watch other people do it and it looks so easy. And then obviously, like all these things, you come to do it yourself and discover it's not really easy at all. It's actually quite tricky. You know, unless you just want muddy mess. Muddy mess, which is what I seem to have achieved in many of these. Right, okay, so that's my pieces. Now, this one, which I'm not that happy with. I mean, I don't mind it, but yeah, it is probably a little bit on the... you know, the dark side. I'm just going to kind of try and lighten that up a bit. So,
oh my god.
Okay, that was my daughter. Sorry about that. Okie dokie. Let's just get a lot of this spread round. And again, I'm just going to mix up the brares. So hopefully I'm getting a thinner layer now. Because all I'm trying to do, really, is make that background paler. So, you know, dull it down a little bit. And actually, I can't help but think I should do the same with this one. So, let's just kind of go in like that. Okay. Just pick up some random bits. Well, I mean, it's dulled it down. I have to say I'm still not very keen on it. So this is so far quite an epic fail, as my daughter would say. So yeah, it's turning out quite an epic fail. What do you think? It's not great, is it? And I started out so well because we made those green ones and they came out really nice. And to be honest, I should have quit while I was ahead because actually they're just getting worse and worse, to be honest.
I like the blue one.
Not sure. Right, okay. Give up with that technique now. So let's go back in with our Tim Holtz stencil. Where's the wipes, darling? Can you see them anywhere? No, can't see the wipes anywhere because I thought I could do with wiping this down, but never mind. Right, okay. Okay, can't find the wipes. So let's just pop this down here. Right, okay. Let's just go in a bit with this colour. So this is the colour that my daughter's chosen.
And these two.
I'm not going to use the purple actually.
So I need the blue.
Only the blues, yeah. Okay, and a bit of this one.
I thought dark blue looked really pretty.
It does look very pretty, doesn't it? And then let's do a little bit of the gold again.
Are you supposed to spread it around?
Like that.
That's what.
And I think a little bit of the white. Again, just trying to kind of bring it back down, but yeah, I definitely need to practice with this technique a bit more. But I mean, hopefully, even if you're not liking my results, it's hopefully giving you some ideas of some techniques to try. Maybe have a bit more success than I am. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely very fun to play. And I mean, the other thing is, of course, you know, you don't really have to kind of worry because if you're not happy with your results, you know, you just go over till you get something that you are a little bit happier with. So, you know, it's really not the be all and end all to, you know, try and get something that you're necessarily happy with. So,
Wow.
okay. And then let's just go in with a bit more.
Whoa. That looks really pretty.
And then let's go in here. You think it looks nice, do you?
Yeah. I like the blues and the golds mixing.
They look pretty, don't they? Okay, right. Let's stop there and let's go back in with this. Do we think I'm just using the wrong colours, perhaps, with this background paper? What do you think?
Yeah.
Let's try doing that a bit more while I've still got these colours on the, you know, on the plate itself.
Wow.
So
So much blue.
it's a very pretty colour blue, isn't it?
Yeah. What if you mix the blues together? I think this is going to look better because it's brighter.
Okay,
That looks better.
that looks good, doesn't it? Let's just press
What do you-
that bit down there.
What are you going to use this paper for?
Okay, I'm still not 100% convinced, it's got to be said. I'm not sure I quite like them, but I don't know. We'll kind of see. I mean, maybe they'll be a bit better once they've dried. Let's just now use up the paint that's on here. Okay, so I've just got this one sheet left, so let's just pop that down like that. Oh, I love how that looks. What do we think? Oh, after all that, who'd have thought that I actually get my best pattern or best results when I'm actually just trying to use up the paint, you know, the leftover. Who knew? Oops, pick that up. Oh my goodness, that is just gorgeous, isn't it? Loving that. Absolutely loving it. Okay, right. Yummy, yummy. Absolutely scrumptious. Let's just see. Oh, I love how that looks. That is yummy, to say the least. Right, let's just go in one more time, because I've got those slithers that we cut off. So I could just do a couple of skinny slithers. So, you know, again, just using up the paint. Let's just take this long piece. This might not really have enough paint to come off, you know, anything much. Oh, it looks gorgeous. Okay. Let's just pop a bit more down. Oops. I'll get some on this end now. Okay. Oh, it's tailing off a little bit now. Yeah, running out of paint, so it's not obviously looking quite so attractive as it was, but okay, so that's a bit of a mixed bag, to be honest, going on there, but you know, we'll see. So I'm going to leave these to dry, and I will probably come back and have yet another play, because I feel like, you know, there's some pieces that I've made progress with today and others that, you know, maybe are quite a disaster. I mean, you know, ironically, I still probably like the ones that I did first best. I think they look, you know, really pretty, but definitely there's some techniques there that I think are worth more investigation. So, yeah, I hope that you feel inspired to get your jelly plate out if you've got one. And, yeah, have fun. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Thanks then. Bye.